Your car is hiding things from you. Right now, within arm's reach, there are hidden buttons, secret hooks, and clever features the dealer never showed you and the manual barely mentions. And I'm not talking about gimmicks. These are features engineers spent millions developing. Features that save you money, protect your family, and can even get you out of a locked trunk. But here's the crazy part. 2 of the secrets on this list sit inches from your body every time you drive, and almost nobody knows what they do. One is built into your seatbelt. The other is that little plastic hook above your window you've ignored 1,000 times. Stick around to the end, because those 2 alone could change how you see your car forever. 15 secrets, and they get better as we go. Number 1, you can test at the next gas station. Secret number 1, the fuel gauge arrow. Let's start with the one that feels almost too simple to be real. You pull into a gas station in an unfamiliar car. A rental, maybe. And you have no idea which side the fuel door is on. So you guess. And half the time, you guess wrong, and you end up doing that awkward loop around the pump. Look at your fuel gauge. Right next to the little gas pump icon, there's a tiny triangle or arrow. That arrow points to the side of the car where your fuel door is. If the arrow points left, your fuel door is on the driver's side. If it points right, it's on the passenger side. This has been on the vast majority of cars built since the late 1980s, yet most people drive for years without noticing it. Automakers added it precisely because rental cars caused so much confusion at the pump. But that's the easy one. The next secret saves your remote from dying in your pocket, and almost no one uses it right. Secret number 2. Key fob tricks most owners never use. Your key fob is smarter than you think. First trick. On a hot day, many vehicles let you roll all the windows down remotely. Press and hold the unlock button for a few seconds, and the windows drop to vent the heat. On some cars, holding the lock button rolls them back up. It's brand dependent, but worth testing in your own car this week. Second trick. Your signal range. If your fob can't reach the car across a big parking lot, hold it under your chin and press the button. Your head acts as an antenna and extends the signal. It sounds ridiculous, but the physics are real. Third trick. Almost every modern fob hides a physical metal key inside it. There's usually a small release button, and the key slides right out. If your fob battery dies, that hidden key unlocks your door manually. A lot of owners panic, never realizing the solution was in their hand the whole time. Now, speaking of things sitting right in front of you that you're using wrong, let's talk about the button that could stop your windshield from fogging up in seconds. Secret number 3. The recirculation button and foggy windows. There's a button on your climate control that most people press at random. It's the recirculation button. The icon usually shows a car outline with an arrow curling around inside it. Here's what it does. With recirculation on, your car stops pulling in outside air and recycles the air already inside the cabin. That's great on a hot day, because the air conditioning cools recycled cold air far faster than baking hot outside air. It's also perfect when you're stuck behind a smoky truck. But here's the secret most people get backwards. When your windshield fogs up, recirculation is your enemy. Fog forms from moisture inside your cabin. Recirculate that same damp air, and you're just trapping the humidity. To clear fog fast, turn recirculation off so the car pulls in drier outside air, and turn on your air conditioning, which removes moisture. Do both together and the glass clears in a fraction of the time. Most drivers crank the heat and wait. The pros hit fresh air plus a /C and watch it vanish. The next one is about a warning light that has scared millions of people for absolutely no reason. Secret number 4. The loose gas cap check engine light. Picture this. Everything feels fine, and suddenly your check engine light comes on. Your stomach drops. You're already imagining a $1,000 repair bill. Before you panic, check your gas cap. One of the most common reasons a check engine light appears is a loose or cracked fuel cap. Your car runs a sealed evaporative emission system, designed to trap fuel vapors so they don't escape into the air. If your gas cap isn't sealed, the system detects the leak and flags it with a check engine light. The fix. Remove the cap and screw it back on until it clicks at least 3 times. That clicking is the ratchet confirming a proper seal. Drive for a day or two, and the light often turns itself off once the computer rechecks the system. If the rubber seal is cracked, a new cap costs about $10 to $15. That beats a diagnostic fee at the shop. Always rule out the cheapest cause first. Now we're getting into the good stuff. This next one is highlighted for a reason, because it's built into the one thing you touch every single time you get in the car, and it could protect the most precious cargo you'll ever carry. Secret number 5. The seatbelt locking secret. This is the secret I want you to remember most from this entire video. Your seatbelt has a hidden mode, and it's one of the most important safety features almost nobody knows about. Try this. Take any seatbelt in your car and slowly pull it all the way out, as far as it will go. Keep pulling until it stops. Now, as you let it retract, you'll hear a distinct ratcheting sound. And you'll notice the belt no longer lets you pull it back out freely. It only tightens. It has locked. This is called the automatic locking retractor, or ALR. And it exists for one critical reason. Child safety seats. Here's why this matters. In everyday driving, your seatbelt moves freely so you can lean forward and reach the radio. That's the emergency locking mode, which only grabs during a hard stop or a crash. But a child seat needs to be held rock solid, with zero slack, at all times. So when you route the seatbelt through a car seat, you pull it fully out to trigger this locking mode. Now the belt cinches tighter and tighter and refuses to loosen, clamping that car seat firmly in place. If you've ever installed a child seat and felt like it still wobbled, this is almost certainly what you were missing. To release it, you simply unbuckle and let the belt retract all the way back in, and it resets to normal mode. And there's a bonus secret on your seatbelt. Look at the pillar between your front and rear doors. On most cars, there's a height adjuster for the shoulder belt that slides up or down. Why does it matter? A belt that sits across your neck instead of your shoulder can cause serious injury in a crash, and it's uncomfortable enough that some people tuck it behind their back, which is incredibly dangerous. Slide the anchor so the belt crosses the middle of your shoulder and the center of your chest. 2 seconds of adjustment, dramatically better protection. Remember this one. It could genuinely save a life. Now, from the seatbelt to the air you're breathing. This next secret is hiding behind a panel you open every single day. Secret number 6. The cabin air filter nobody changes. When was the last time you changed your cabin air filter? For most people, the honest answer is never. And that's a problem, because that filter cleans the air blowing onto your face through the vents. It traps pollen, dust, exhaust particles, and even mold. Here's the secret. On the vast majority of cars, this filter is hidden right behind your glove box, and you can change it yourself in about 5 minutes with no tools at all. Open your glove box, empty it out, and look for 2 small tabs on the sides. Squeeze them, and the glove box drops down further than you thought possible. Behind a plastic cover sits the filter in a slide-out tray. Pull the old one out. If it's gray, black, or full of leaves, it's long overdue. A new filter costs about $15 to $25. The dealer often charges $70 or more for the exact same 5-minute job. Change it about once a year, or every 15,000 miles. Your allergies and your wallet will thank you. Speaking of numbers most owners get wrong, the next secret is about a set of digits that almost everyone reads off the wrong part of the car. Secret number 7. Where your real tire pressure is written. Here's a mistake I see constantly. Someone checks the number printed on the side of their tire and inflates to that. And they're wrong. That big number molded into the sidewall, the one that says something like max pressure 51 psi, is not your recommended pressure. It's the maximum the tire can physically handle. Inflate to that, and you'll get a harsh ride, less grip, and a tire that wears out in the center. The number you actually want is on a sticker inside the driver's door jamb. Open your door and look at the frame. There's a label listing the correct cold tire pressure for your specific vehicle, set by the engineers who built it. For most cars, it's between 30 and 35 psi. Why does it matter? Underinflated tires flex too much, build up heat, and can fail on the highway. They also kill your fuel economy and wear out faster. Overinflated tires reduce your grip and make the ride bounce. Correct pressure is the sweet spot. Check them when cold, before you've driven, for the most accurate reading. Now, this next secret is one I'd bet money you don't know your car even has. And one day, it might get you out of a ditch. Secret number 8. The hidden tow hook in your bumper. Look closely at your front or rear bumper. Somewhere on it, usually low and off to one side, there's a small plastic cap that blends into the paint. Most people assume it's just trim. Pop it off. Behind it, you'll find a threaded metal hole. That's a hidden recovery point, and it's engineered to be one of the strongest anchor spots on your entire car. Now, where's the hook that screws into it? Check where your spare tire and jack are stored. Tucked in with the toolkit is a screw-in toe eye. Thread it into that hidden hole by hand, and now you have a solid, factory-rated point to attach a toe strap. Why does this exist? Because hooking a strap onto a random part of your suspension or bumper can rip metal and cost thousands in damage. This threaded eye ties directly into the car's frame. If you ever get stuck in snow, mud, or sand, this little cap and that screw-in hook are exactly what you need. Now you know they're there. The next secret is about something under your feet that has actually caused fatal accidents. Secret number 9. Floor mat hooks and pedal entrapment. Look down at your driver's side floor mat. See those little hooks or posts holding it in place. They are not decoration. They are a genuine safety device, and ignoring them has killed people. Here's the danger. If your floor mat isn't secured, it can slide forward and bunch up over your gas or brake pedal. In the worst case, it can pin the accelerator down or block the brake entirely. This isn't theory. It triggered one of the largest vehicle recalls in history, after unsecured and stacked floor mats were linked to unintended acceleration crashes. The rules are simple. Always clip your factory mat onto those hooks. Never stack a second mat on top of the original, especially those cheap universal ones, because they slide. And when you get your car back from a car wash or oil change, double-check the mat is clipped back in. 2 seconds to verify, and it's the kind of thing you never think about until the one moment it matters most. Alright, the next few secrets are all about hidden controls and escape features. And number 11 could quite literally save someone trapped in a trunk. Secret number 10. Rear defroster and heated mirror trick. You know those thin horizontal lines across your rear window? That's your rear defroster, and it works completely differently from the front. Your front windshield clears with warm air from the vents. But your rear window has no vents pointing at it, so engineers embedded a fine grid of electrical heating filaments right into the glass. Press the rear defrost button, and electricity runs through those lines, heating the glass directly and melting fog, frost, and light ice from the inside out. Here's the bonus secret. On many cars, that same button also heats your side mirrors. So next time your mirrors are frosted over on a cold morning, hit the rear defroster and watch them clear up too. No scraping required. Now, secret number 11. This one is a true emergency feature, and every parent should know it exists. Secret number 11. The interior trunk escape release. Imagine someone gets trapped inside a trunk. A child playing hide and seek, or something far worse. For decades, that was a genuine deadly hazard. So here's a secret that became a life-saving law. On every passenger car sold in the United States since model year 2002, there is an emergency trunk release located inside the trunk itself. Look inside your trunk lid or along the latch area. You'll find a handle or pull tab, and in most cars it glows in the dark so it can be found in total blackness. Pull it, and the trunk pops open from the inside. No key needed, no help needed. This is worth showing your kids, calmly, so they know it exists without being scared. If they ever end up trapped, that glowing handle is their way out. 30 seconds to teach, and it's knowledge they'll never forget. Now let's shift from emergencies to a problem that leaves people stranded in their own driveway. What happens when your car won't shift out of park? Secret number 12. The shift lock release. Here's a scenario that catches people off guard. Your car battery dies, and now your automatic shifter is frozen solid in park. You can't roll it onto a flatbed. But almost every automatic car has a hidden manual override, called the shift lock release. Look near your gear shifter for a small removable cover or slot, sometimes marked shift lock. Pop that cover off with a small screwdriver or your key. Underneath is a little button. Press down on it, usually while pressing the brake, and it manually releases the lock, letting you shift into neutral so the car can roll. Why does this exist? Normally, your shifter won't leave park unless the car has power and your foot is on the brake. But when the electronics are dead, that safety feature traps you. This override is the manufacturer's built-in escape hatch. Check your owner's manual for the exact location, so you're not fumbling for it on a tow ramp. This next one is for anyone who has kids in the back seat, and it's a button most parents forget is even there. Secret number 13. Rear door child safety locks. Open one of your rear doors and look at the edge, the part that faces the car when the door is shut. You'll find a small switch, lever, or a rotating slot, often labeled with a little lock icon and the words Child Safety Lock. Here's what it does. When you activate it, that rear door can no longer be opened from the inside, only from the outside. This stops a curious child from popping the door open while you're driving, or the instant you stop next to traffic. Each rear door has its own switch. And here's the part that trips people up. If your child lock is engaged and you forget about it, you might sit in the back seat, pull the handle, and think the door is broken. It's not. Someone simply left the child lock on. Flip it when you have little ones in the back. It's one of those quiet features that prevents a nightmare you'll never even know you avoided. 2 secrets left. And this next one is about something you've stared at through your windshield for years without ever asking why it's there. Secret number 14. The black dots on your windshield. Look at the very edge of your windshield. You'll see a solid black border, then a band of small black dots that fade from tight to spread out. That pattern isn't random, and it isn't just for looks. It's called the frit band, and it does several clever jobs at once. First, that black ceramic border protects the adhesive. Your windshield is glued to the car with a strong urethane bond, and sunlight would slowly break that glue down over time. The black frit blocks the ultraviolet rays and gives the glue a rougher surface to grip, so your windshield stays firmly attached for the life of the car. Second, those fading dots manage heat. During manufacturing, the black band heats faster than clear glass, and the dot pattern spreads that temperature change out gradually, so the glass doesn't distort or crack from uneven heat. The dots also soften the visual transition, so your eyes aren't hit with a harsh line between the dark frame and the clear glass. So that little detail you never questioned is holding your windshield on, protecting the glue, and even helping your eyes. Not bad for a border of dots. And now, the final secret. The one I promised you at the very beginning. That little plastic hook above your window, the one you've ignored 1,000 times, has a purpose you're going to want to know. Secret number 15. The hook above your window. We've made it to the secret I saved for last. And it's hiding right above your head. Above your side windows, near the roof, you've got those loop handles. A lot of people jokingly call them the oh-no handles, the ones passengers grab when the driving gets a little wild. But their real name is the assist grip, and they were designed to help you pull yourself up and steady your body when getting in and out. That's especially valuable in taller trucks and SUVs, and for elderly passengers who need a stable point to hold. Now, here's the first hidden detail. Look at that handle on many cars, and you'll spot a small hook folded into it, usually at the front edge. That's a dedicated coat hook, engineered to hold a suit jacket or dry cleaning, keeping your clothes off the seats and wrinkle-free on the drive home. Some drivers use it for a light grocery bag too, though it's built for clothing, not anything heavy. But here's the part that surprises almost everyone. Look at the assist grip above the driver's seat, specifically. On a huge number of vehicles, the driver's handle is fixed solid. It doesn't swing down like the others. Or it's missing entirely. That is not the factory being cheap. It's completely intentional. Engineers deliberately make the driver's grip fixed or leave it out, because they never want the driver reaching up and pulling on an overhead handle while the car is moving. Grabbing that handle would pull your body up and away from your seatbelt, out of the protective position, and in a crash that could be dangerous. So the passengers get the movable, spring-loaded handles to help them settle in, and the driver's side is kept solid to quietly discourage a risky habit. Once you notice this, you'll see it in almost every car you ride in. And one more thing about that hook. Every automaker sets a weight limit on it, usually just a few pounds. It's meant for a jacket, not for heavy bags that swing around and yank the handle out of the headliner. Use it for what it was designed for, and it'll last for years. A grab handle, a coat hook, and a hidden safety decision, all in a piece of plastic you never gave a second thought. That's exactly the kind of engineering that hides in plain sight. So let's bring it all together. Your car is full of quiet engineering that most people drive right past for years. The hidden lock inside your seatbelt that secures a child's seat. the recovery hook buried in your bumper, the glowing handle that could get someone out of a trunk, and that little hook above your window, doing 3 jobs at once. Here's my challenge to you. The next time you get in your car, don't just start it and drive. Take 60 seconds. Find the seatbelt height adjuster. Pop your glove box down and look at that filter. Because the drivers who know their car are the ones who save money, stay safer, and never get caught off guard. If you learned even one thing today, tell me in the comments which secret surprised you the most.